Well, hey everybody, Jake here, and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. I am very excited. Over on my main social media feeds, I am known to open up a lot of movie mail, but I thought for this special occasion, I would open this one up long form on YouTube, going through things, exploring them as I'm opening up and discovering them for myself. I got a package from Clark and Riggs, which I've gotten multiple packages from them in the past. I'm pretty positive this is my Shoctober Shout Factory order. Very excited to dig into this sucker. Last time I posted one of these videos, it did pretty dang well. I love collecting for Shout Studios stuff. I always have. It was the first big boutique label that I jumped in head over heels for. Back in 2017 is when I really got into collecting for them. I love it so much, but there's still a lot of titles that I don't have in my collection. So let's waste no more time. Start slicing into this sucker. Yeah, there we go. Gotta crack it and pop it. Listen to this pop, folks. Hopefully nothing spills out. Yeah, I just gotta do the corner and then I'll do the rest down here. If you like these unboxing videos, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all this fun stuff. I'm gonna open this up loudly and I'll be right back, just a second. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I opened it upside down so my address didn't show. And I don't know if you can see that in there, but I did pick up a vinyl during the sale. I collect more than just movies. I collect some music as well. Vinyl is very fun to collect for, but we have this sucker right here. We have this little nice wrapped up surprise that I'll go through one by one. And last but not least, we got a nice big beefy box set that I've been meaning to add for the longest time, and the price was finally right for me to pick up the Rec collection. The main reason why I wanted to pick this up this time around, I just got done watching, Shudder came out with like 101 scariest movie moments or whatever the hell they called it. I'm a sucker for that type of like documentary filmmaking, just like a talking head giving me reasons why they like a certain movie. Like, I'm a big sucker for I love the 70s, 80s, 90s, all that stuff. I watched that so much growing up in my high school days. They mentioned Rec. I had seen Quarantine, which is an American remake of Rec. Did not like Quarantine whatsoever. I thought it was very bad, but them talking very highly on this movie made me want to pick it up for myself. I also have a ton of these box sets from Scream Factory already. Did not own this one. The price on this one was $31.99 if I remember correctly. Let's slice open into this and just show you exactly everything that's included in here. I want to say that the box set is still like a complete box set. There haven't been any more entries into this franchise as far as I know. But let's start cracking into these one by one. Of course, we have the original Rec. Again, I haven't seen any of these. Very excited to. What I'm not excited about is, like, you see that on the spine? That's not very fun. It's not clean. It's forever unclean. And I thought it was going to be something that I'd be able to peel off. It is not. Is it a deal breaker? No, because the disc is still fine and I need to get over like little blemishes like this. Because this is the case, it's nothing more, nothing less, but there we go. There is Rec. Here is Rec 2, Fear Revisited. And before I got this set, I looked on Letterboxd and just saw like the average review of what the franchise was doing. 1, of course, was the high mark, but 2 and 3 still had very good reviews. Here is Rec 3 Genesis. Look at that chainsaw. Vram, 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 vram. You may kiss the bride. Okay, sure, whatever. This one does not have any of the bumps on it. 2 did still have the bumps. 3 did not. I'm keeping tallies. Don't you forget about it. There's the inside there. And the only one that has gotten like very negative reviews was Rec 4 Apocalypse. On a cruise ship is what it kind of looks like. Welcome on board. Okay. When you put Jason Voorhees on a cruise ship, it does not go well, I guess, with the Rec franchise. It also just crashes and burns to the bottom of the sea as well. But still, very excited to have this set in the collection. They make very good box sets and very affordable as well. I probably could have paid full price for this and been totally fine, but I have the Critters collection. I remember paying $30 for. There's other collections I cannot think of off the top of my head right now. This is like the 4th or 5th box that I've gotten from Scream Factory. Everyone that I've dug into, I have liked, so cannot wait to dig into this one. And speaking of digging in, I want to do the vinyl next before I unbox the rest of the movies, because this vinyl is still movie adjacent. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time is Mr. John Carpenter. So when I saw that Scream Factory had one of his vinyls on sale, Lost Themes 3. I have Lost Themes 2 on vinyl already. It's John Carpenter and his son Cody Carpenter, and I can't remember the third person, Daniel Davies. They make new music together that sounds a lot like John Carpenter music, because it is John Carpenter music. His scores are like some of the most brain-sticking themes that I have in filmmaking. I just love what this man has to make. I love these themes. I listen to this on Spotify all the time. I want to say this was less, I know it was less than $20. I want to say it was like $16 or $17.99. And at that price, I could not pass it up. I want to open it because I want to say that this has a Shout Factory exclusive red and white side-by-side vinyl pressing. I'm a sucker for a colored vinyl as well. I don't know what it is about it, but I just cannot get enough of it. Here is the sleeve. Here's the other side of the sleeve. And last but not least, we got that nice white stripe looking like a Pokeball on this bitch. Look at that. I love that. I love this. I cannot wait to play this on my record player. If you want a vinyl collection video from me, let me know in the comments. If enough people say yes, I will make one, because I have a ton of great soundtracks to offer. This even came with a ginormous poster. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. This is the biggest poster I have seen. And it's just John Carpenter's face, right? I haven't even looked at it yet. It's just an eyeball of John Carpenter. That's a statement. You could say that's a waste of paper. But I'm going to keep it with this release. Nonetheless, that's a lot of black and a lot of glasses filled eye. So there is that. The poster might be a swing and a miss, but if you've never listened to Lost Souls 3 and you like the works of John Carpenter, highly recommend it. There's some very, very good tunage on this release. But now let's get to the meat and potatoes, everybody. Let's get inside this package and see exactly what I got. You probably can't even hear me while I'm talking, so let's do a little unboxing like that, shall we? Here's the nice fat stack. I got 5 movies added to the collection. Let's go through them one by one. And speaking of that 101 scariest movie moments on Shudder, this was the cheapest movie I got. This might have been the cheapest movie that was on the Scream Factory Shoctober sale. That is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I had always known of this movie when I worked at Hollywood Video back in my college days. This came out on DVD and Blu-ray when I worked there. So I remember this cover very, very vividly, and I never picked it up because I didn't really know anything about it. I thought it was just your average run-of-the-mill straight to DVD horror film. But knowing a little bit more about this movie makes me very, very excited to watch it. Emil Hirsch and what's the other guys? Brian Cox, Jesus, excuse me. They just go down a winding road. They keep on breaking down this girl's body from her autopsy, and a lot of different secrets kind of unveil themselves, and this just looked like an absolute blast. Stephen King says, see it, but not alone. Anytime Stephen King says something, I'm gonna listen. Very, very happy to add this movie to the collection. Another one I'm very excited to add to the collection is one that I watched last year for Spooky Dookie season. Every year I have a theme of what movies I'm going to watch. This year, my theme was the Psycho franchise. The Psycho franchise wove its way into horror movie remakes by watching the remake of Psycho, and then I just kind of crammed as many horror movie remakes as I possibly could. Last year, I crammed as many horror anthology movies as I could, and my favorite horror anthology that I watched during Spooky Dookie season last year was Tales from the Hood. I tell you what, if you have never seen this movie, I recommend it to just about any horror fan out there. This movie had something to say. Every single entry in this anthology series kicked ass, and normally there is one bad egg in the bunch of an anthology series. Even the intertwining main story is really good and riveting. If you've never seen this movie, highly recommend it. I watched this on a VHS tape, and watching on the VHS tape, I had a blast, but I knew I needed to upgrade this in my collection. So this was on sale. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but I will pop those in while I'm talking about them. This has a making of that I'm very, very excited to pop in and watch. Tales from the Hood. Very, very happy. Very, very happy to add that. We have 3 more titles left. It looks like the only one that had a slipcover I'll go over next, because I have a very soft spot for this movie. I grew up with this movie. Back to the Future was a huge moment for me in my movie loving history. I guess we don't have to go into that story, but Michael J. Fox, I was just very, very hungry for any other Michael J. Fox performances I could get my hands on or sink my teeth into. Teen Wolf. Love this movie. Even though it's corny and cheesy, it's the best example of having a corny, cheesy movie just work. And I already had this movie from Scream Factory in my collection. I have the dual pack of Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. But one thing about that pack is that it has the movies, but it doesn't have any special features included with them. And I could not have that. No. They also had Teen Wolf 2 by itself, but I did not pick that one up, even though I probably should have. It would have looked good together. But there is a Never Say Die story of Teen Wolf, a comprehensive documentary about the development, making of, and legacy of the film, including interviews with writers, co-stars, and producers. I mean, yes. I am a lover of all things making of. If you put a documentary, if you put a bonus movie on my movie, that'll give me a reason to pick it up. This was $12.99. I remember this price. Did not know it came with a slip. Very, very cool that it came with the slip. And yeah, I know when I bought this, there were less than 100 copies left on the website. I want to say I picked it up when there were like 94 copies or whatever. I have this movie. I picked it up specifically for the making of documentary because I couldn't find it anywhere. And once I read that this was on here, I knew I needed to have it. I knew I needed to have it. Count that a silly reason if you will, but I could not add that to the collection. Next movie I added is one that I was on the fence about adding, but at the end of the day, speaking of which, during the Shoctober sale, they had this, if you spend $100, you're supposed to get like an extra goodie. And I don't see an extra goodie in here at all. So I will look into the box once we're done, but I don't think I saw anything extra, which I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper into that. But first, this is the main one that I added last because I'm like, okay, this gets me over the $100 threshold. It's a movie that I've wanted, that I remember really enjoying when it originally came out. I love the video game franchise that it is based off of, and I thought this was a hell of an interpretation. Silent Hill. And I feel like more and more people are hopping on the Silent Hill bus. I was here day one with this movie. Love it with a passion. I feel like the third act, you could say goes off the rails, but for me, I feel like it just goes into batshart Insanityville, and that's what Silent Hill is as a franchise. It's just random creepy crap happening to you. And I love the atmosphere of this movie. I think they killed like the foggy, just unsettling setting. They knocked it out of the park with this release. There's also a 6-part look of making of the film documentary on this as well. Path of Darkness, the making of Silent Hill. Yes, please. Yes, please! And last but not least, the sole 4K that I decided to pick up this go around was a movie I did not have in my collection. It's a movie that I've been wanting to rewatch for the longest time. And that's because I really enjoy the works of Leigh Whannell. specifically his interpretation of the Invisible Man. I loved what he did with that franchise. It made me want to recheck out Upgrade specifically, because I remember watching this movie thinking it was fine, but thinking it was overhyped a little bit. And sometimes when you're in the moment and you watch a movie that a lot of people loved and you don't love it as much as everybody was like throwing praise its way, you're like, maybe I didn't like that movie that much. I think enough time has passed for me to give this sucker a rewatch and just see if my original thoughts are still there or not. I thought it was solid, don't get me wrong. I just thought that a lot of people absolutely fell in love with this movie, and I thought it was just fine. And I saw it in theaters back in the day. Have not seen it since, so very excited to give this sucker a pop once again. But those are my Shocktober Scream Factory releases. I gotta get a nice juicy stack right there. Gotta do this. Thumbnail pick right there. I want to go through this box and see it. There's nothing extra in here. What was the added bonus? It said they would throw in, God, last time they had their 10th anniversary sale, I spent the $100 threshold. I think it was a $100 threshold. I got a t-shirt. I didn't think it would be a t-shirt this time around, but I thought it would be something physical. Maybe I need to look at my emails. Maybe they gave me like a coupon code or something. I don't know, but it's kind of disappointing that I had my sets set pretty high, my standard set pretty high for the extra goodie, and there's nothing in here. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on that. If you got your Shocktober sets and you got something, if you hit that $100 threshold and you got something included, please let me know in the comments, because I am very, very curious now. I've not done any research as to like what other people have gotten or anything, but yeah, let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed these movies and me watching me open my own package as I had, looking at them and being like, yes, I got this and this, I had this to my collection. I love doing this type of stuff. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya. Do a little Wall-E focus. Hello everyone, and if you got this far, congratulations for making it to the after credits scene. Good for you, good for you! My question for you is, what is your favorite Shout Factory / Shout Select / Scream Factory release that they have ever put out? I really like the Critters box set. I don't have an answer for this. I really like a lot of the old school Steel books that they came out with. I am loving the 4K Halloweens that they're coming out with. I've loved Scream Factory for so long that they all kind of blend together a little bit, but it's all like a blend of good. Besides like their 4K up-reses releases that they've done the past like year and a half, if I already own it on Blu-ray and there's nothing else added to the special features, I feel less of a reason to pick those up if they're already in the collection. But let me know what your favorite release from them so far currently is. I'm always curious to see what other people like to collect and what titles people love that watch my stuff. So thanks for getting this far, and synth noises, dun 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 dun.